You're watching TelecomTV's exclusive video coverage of the NGMN industry event here in Frankfurt. And joining me now is Joachim Horn, who is CTIO at Tele2. Joachim, thanks for speaking with TelecomTV. What is Tele2's involvement in the 5G standards process?
We have started to collect the requirements for 5G. It is very important that operators get very early involved because the 5G standardization is about to start end of this year. 3G was not so successful at the beginning. It took very long. Like after 5 years we had HSPA and then eventually 3G became a success. And then operators said that should not repeat in 4G. So we founded an organization called NGMN. They put down the requirements in LTE, and LTE we consider today as a fantastic success actually, because it is a user experience we have never seen before, very positive. It's a very low production cost, high quality networks, is easy to build. And we want to build on that. We want to maintain that level or even get better when it comes to 5G. So there we said we should repeat what we did in LTE. Let us operators come together from a user perspective, define what we need from a 5G technology.
There are many different versions of 5G being promoted, but how does Tele2 define 5G?
When we defined 4G, we came from the place that 3G was not as good as we wanted it to be. So we need to solve a problem. So we were very technology focused. So we said about latency and speed and so on and so forth. 5G, the starting point is different. LTE is a very successful technology, and we want to build on that. Therefore, 5G, we move our focus from being network technology-centric to user-centric. We will look to use cases. We are looking to use cases. In fact, we have defined, I think it's 26 different use cases and describe for each and every use cases what should the user experience be and how should the network or the ecosystem, I have to say, deliver. And that gives a totally different approach to this type of technology than we have ever done before.
We're hearing that 5G may lead to increased computing, especially at the network edge, which could mean that the network moves away from being a dumb pipe, having more intelligence and more value to operators.
I would say the difference, what will happen with 5G is that we move from a one-size-fits-all kind of approach. So we roll out a network and that is the network, and whatever you want to do, it's always the same network. In 5G, we will have a totally different approach using NFV and SDN technologies. We will have a network on demand. Depending on the application, you have a very fast machine-to-machine application, you get very low latency, you don't need so much speed, but you need super coverage. And then we have this broadcast where you need high download, but it's best effort, it's a totally different requirement. And with these new technologies available, we can be much more tailor-made in terms of what resources we apply. So you can say that every user gets its own network, virtually, not physically, virtually. That creates totally new opportunities to tailor-make the user experience to new businesses coming to us as operators, saying we want to use your network in order to do broadcast, do Internet of Things, do whatever you think about. Real-time is a big thing we are looking at for e-health, for example, tactile Internet, car-to-car communication. These are all new opportunities which we will build into 5G capabilities.
So NFV and SDN will have a big role to play in 5G.
There will be key components. 5G will be built on the knowledge of all these technologies. It will be I would say it's a paradise for NFV and SDN.
And how will 5G affect society as a whole? What will it mean for users?
I think one of the ambitions we have with 5G to really make sure that every user has the ability to access the network, the technology, the mobile broadband. We have defined some minimum requirements when it comes to speed. For example, we want to have technologies which enable us to build in very low ARPU, in very poor areas, still networks which are, sustainable in terms of cost, but offer really access to everybody in the industry. At the same point in time, we want to address, as I said before, new requirements when it comes to real-time availability, real-time reliability. Because if you have a network where all of a sudden self-driving cars work, they communicate with each other, this network can never fail. So all of a sudden you need super high reliability. Also that we want to be able to accommodate in the standard. Now, it always sounds like, oh, you have these thousands of requirements, it will never work, you cannot. But we say it's not like that. We have use cases, and the network needs to be flexible to allocate depending on the situation, the use case, the user's requirement, expected experience, to allocate the resources required in order to provide it. We don't need everything at the same point in time everywhere. And that's the big difference. And with the modularity, with the virtualization, the flexibility which we have now available in the technology, this will be possible in the time frame 2020 and onwards.
Joachim Horn, thank you very much.
It was a pleasure.